What's going on, guys? It's Mirwin. Today we're going to deconstruct my song title track. So if you guys haven't been watching the YouTube channel, we have a series Deconstructed inspired by Genius, where I show you guys how I made the beat behind all the music I make. Today we're going to be doing my song title track off of my album Strangers in the Dark. If you guys haven't listened to this song or my album yet, definitely encourage you guys to go check that out. Don't have to listen to it before watching the rest of the video, but definitely encourage you to. If you guys haven't watched part 1 of this video, I'll show you guys how I made the first half of this beat. Today we're going to be doing the second half of this beat. We're just going to get straight into it here. So again, if you haven't watched any of the other Deconstructeds, all the songs in this album were made using samples from TRYIN. So again, I talk about the sample in the first half of this video, or the first part of this video. So we're just going to get straight into it here. So for the beat change here, so what we're doing, as I was making this beat, again, I felt like the beat was good. Maybe just felt like, there wasn't, it was maybe a little predictable, or like there's just, it was just kind of not a lot of change, I guess, going on. I don't know. I just felt like it needed something else. Felt like it was missing something. So I came up with this transition here. And as I was, kind of in the process of figuring out the sample and how I wanted to do it, I threw halftime onto the sample. I thought it sounded really cool. So what we ended up doing for this third verse, or the beat change, we got the same exact chops as the first and second verse here, which I kind of talk about those in the first part. But what we did is we threw halftime on it. So halftime plugin kind of slows it down, makes it feel a little more moody, and then we also put reverb on it again. So that ended up all that kind of together. We got the sample, and now it sounds like this. So something I really like there is, I think it was cool with this beat specifically, we got a beat change, but still in the same vein as the original, or as the first part of this beat, and it's the same exact sample. So, you get a little bit of a different take there, and, I think it's cool. You just kind of, you got the energy up here, with the drums going and the bass, and then it kind of comes down a little bit more moody, and then just a little more kind of almost underwater feel. So I really like that transition there. Super smooth, go out of Cam's verse, and then you got the choir coming in. So, super smooth. I really like how that turned out. Getting into the drums here. So we got a lot more going on in the drums here, percussion wise, as compared to the first half. The first half is really a lot more driven by, like, kick, snare, and hi-hat. This one we got a lot more different sound selection. So for this one, we'll just start with this hi-hat here. So, pretty straightforward there. Just, got the MIDI lined up there. No messing with the velocities or anything. Again, we got a lot of different hi-hats in this beat. So we got the other hi-hat here. We'll play you guys that one. So on this hi-hat, we did mess with the velocities, and we got some rolls going there. If you listen to the song, the hi-hats are a lot faster in this section. So I kind of wanted to balance out, the moodiness of the sample while still having some energy. So that way it didn't feel like, we had all this energy in verse 1, verse 2, and then we lost it in the third verse. I wanted it to end strong. So, we got that there. We'll play you guys this third hi-hat. Again, looking at the MIDI, we messed with the velocities, just make it feel a little more organic. And then same hi-hat as we did in the first half, we have the flanger on there, just, separate it from the rest of the hi-hats. And then moving on here, next we got a bunch of, we'll do the snares here first. So this is the main snare. And then I also layered it here with this other snare. So, I like layering my drums a lot. We'll play both of them at once for you. So we got this accent snare, I guess, layered on the main snare, which is this Metro Boomin inspired snare. And we got some little snare rolls in here as well with that snare. I'll play you guys all that together. So those are the snares there. So together you kind of get those two different snare sounds. And then we got some perks here. I'll play you guys this one first. So there, you got like kind of a bongo type sound. You see in the MIDI, I actually did like some manipulation where I did it different notes on there, so you get kind of the effect of it being played on different bongos there when it's really just one sound. But the pitch changes when you play it on different keys, so it sounds like kind of like you're playing on different bongos, which is cool. And then we got this other perk here. I'll play you guys that. So again, just another layer there. This one, I really like how it's like kind of really metallic, and really kind of, got that metal industrial type feeling. And then, it is just layered there with the snares. Again, just another layer just to keep it interesting and to make it different than the first half. Just a little different element there. And then now we will play the kick here. So, the kick here, if you watch the first part of this video, the kick was really just for the floor, kind of, doing the dance thing, like just, whereas this half, we're kind of doing a lot more space. We're creating, we got a lot more kind of percussion fills and things like that. So, the kick was maybe a little more challenging trying to figure out the pattern here. So, we're really just kind of filling in the space. I've talked about in other videos how the kick is a lot of times the last thing I do when I'm doing the drums. So, I was really just kind of filling in the space in the drum pattern there, have the kick here, all that stuff. Really just making it, kind of fill out where it made sense. And then the last element we got here is the bass. So we got an 808 EQ and distortion layered with a sub EQ and distortion as well. And then we'll play, guys, the 808 here. So, something I really like about this 808 that I think is cool, and just to keep it different from the first verse, that first and second verse, it's got that sub bass, where it's like kind of, or synth bass, I guess, where it's more drawn out, not really so much stabby, as opposed to where this has a lot more attack on it, where it's kind of, closer to like it's kind of like a mixture, in my opinion, like the 808 and then like a synth kind of stab, I guess. But yeah, a lot more attack, doesn't really sustain a lot. So just, different than verse 1 and verse 2, which is something, I'm always trying to keep it interesting. So, just mix it up a little bit there. Last part we'll play here is this outro sample. So, if you heard the first video or watched the first video for this song, you kind of heard me talk about how, this beat didn't really pan out the way I thought it was going to. So this section here is the original section of the song that I was going to sample. This is also a really long song. I believe it's like 8-9 minutes. Really cool. Got lots and lots and lots of different sections. But this was the original section I was going to sample. What we ended up doing, I thought was cool, just kind of incorporating the beat there as well, just find a use for it. We did halftime on it, again, fitting with how we did that sample chop for the third verse here. And we did that same EQ. And I'll play you guys this. And that is basically it for this one, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys haven't listened to this song title track or my new album, Strangers in the Dark, definitely encourage you guys to go check that out. We got a link in the description if you're interested. Appreciate it if you listen to it. It means a lot to me. That being said, that is all for this episode of Deconstructed. Thank you guys so much for watching. Peace.